1-800-951-0309. That's 1-800-951-0309.
Hi, I'm Bill Engvall, and I swear to you, Pearl Shampoo has the warning, do not use on tongue. Well, great. How am I supposed to control the dandruff in my mouth?
Hi, I'm Stephanie Miller, and I say that Hormel pepperoni actually has a warning label that reads, do not eat packet. I'm guessing anyone that needs this probably can't even read it.
I'm George Wendt, and I say Kellogg's Pop-Tarts carry the warning label, warning, keep away from eyes. Now, you know how I know this is true? Well, let's just say that my eyes smell like blueberries.
Who's got it right? You'll find out tonight on Balderdash. Starring Elaine Boozler.
Thank you. Welcome to Balderdash. You know, Balderdash was a show that was created by two shipwrecked sailors who were on a tiny little island for 7 months. And they got so into playing the game, when the ship came to get them, they refused to get on it. No, that's Balderdash. It's a complete lie. It's awful. But here's something that's true. We have three fabulously funny people to make you laugh tonight. Show some love for Bill Engvall, Stephanie Miller, and George Wendt. Woo! Okay, so Stephanie Miller had the true answer to the opening question. It actually says on Hormel chili, don't eat the package. Now, you see, I thought it only said that on Valentine candy. Our other two celebrities were full of Balderdash, and that's your job tonight. Contestants have to figure out which of our celebrities may be telling the truth or who may be full of Balderdash. A correct Balderdash wager pays you off at 1-to-1 odds, and a correct wager on the truth pays you off at 2-to-1. And to get you started, we're going to give you each 250 points so you can bet it up big. And to help you decide how much to bet in this first one, I'll tell you that the opening category is... Ooh, classic TV. Classic TV, so make your wagers and choose either truth or Balderdash. Okay, hi, Paul.
Hi.
Hi, what'd you wager?
I wagered 250 on Balderdash.
Wow, going for the whole thing.
Yes.
Good for you. Andrea, what was your wager?
I wagered 187 on Balderdash.
Nice round number. Those are the bets. Here we go, panel. If you turn on the TV in another country, you might be surprised to see some changes to your favorite classic sitcoms. See if you can spot the truth from the Balderdash as we start with Bill Engvall, who has his own spanking new show coming on.
That's right.
Already on the air, maybe on the air, coming on the air, could be on the air. Tell them what show it is.
It's going to be called Blue Collar TV. It'll be on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on the WB.
Bill Engvall, tell us about different TV shows in foreign countries.
Well, one of my favorite TV shows when I was growing up was Happy Days. But interesting to note that when Happy Days aired in Sweden, they cut out all of Fonzie's motorcycle scenes because they don't want to promote motorcycle riding, which coincidentally is why there are no motorcycle gangs in Sweden. They have a huge problem with Volvo gangs. So it's Happy Days in Sweden.
All the Volvo gangs do is like come and make you put a tie on. Okay, so Happy Days in Sweden changed drastically. And Stephanie Miller?
Well, this was hard for me, Elaine, because the only television...
Stephanie Miller.
Look at that, just for existing.
I know, because you're so fab. You're so fab.
Thank you.
You know, we call each other every day and pick colors.
This is hard for me because really the only sitcom I've ever watched is Cheers. But I happen to know that in Thailand, they air Laverne and Shirley with a disclaimer saying that they have spent time in an insane asylum. Yeah, no, this is true because apparently in Thailand, Shamil Shamazel actually means get my Prozac pronto. I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know you spoke a foreign language.
I do.
Okay, Stephanie Miller says it's Laverne and Shirley in Thailand. What does Dreamboat Georgie Wendt say?
You know, the Germans were a bit harsh with their translation of the classic sitcom All in the Family. They renamed it over there, The Terrible Man from Hauser Street. And, you know, thanks to that renaming, it became one of the most popular shows in Germany. Actually, it was second only to, I believe, Everybody Loves Reinhardt.
That was a funny show. Okay, George Wendt says that it's All in the Family in Germany. Stephanie Miller says Laverne and Shirley changed when it hit Thailand. And Bill Engvall says it was Happy Days in Sweden. Truth, Balderdash, both Balderdash. So pick a star you don't believe. Okay, Paul, who didn't you believe for all your points?
I'm looking for Balderdash, and I picked Bill because I just don't think that they would.
Happy days in Sweden?
Yeah.
It's always happy days in Sweden. They don't fight. Okay, Andrea, who did you choose?
Well, I also picked Bill for Balderdash because I think there's lots of Swedes riding on those motorcycles.
Really? So you didn't believe it? Okay, both Balderdash, both Bill. Let's see which show changed in what country. Oh, you both win. That's great. Both bets are going to pay off. Pretty nice. That's great, Paul. It takes you right up to 500 points. And Andre, you're right behind him at 437. Nice close game. We'll be right back to keep it going.
We'll be back with more Balderdash.
Can an odor-free...
It's time for more of our show. Here again is Elaine Boozler.
It's time to meet our Balderdash contestants. They're neck and neck in this game, and this is Paul Jerome from...
I'm originally from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and right now I am working for a market research company, and I also do charity work for a company called Peace Quest, and we teach children about the environment and also help them build a self-esteem.
Good for you. That's wonderful. You're from?
I am from Chicago. Actually, I live in a northwest suburb of Wheeling. I'm a speech-language pathologist, and I work for the Special Education District of Lake County at Vernon Hills and Libertyville High Schools. And in my spare time, I cheer for the Cubs with my wonderful daughter, Samantha.
Oh, that's lovely. Good for you. Second round's fun. We up the ante. We give everybody an extra 500 points because you have to bet at least 250 on each of the following questions. Here's the first category. Ooh, laughable laws. Silly, silly, silly laws. Lock in your wagers. Choose either truth or balderdash. Paul, qu'est-ce que vous avez fait?
I bet 500 on Balderdash.
On balderdash. Okay, Andrea.
I bet 387 on Balderdash.
Another round number. You must shop only at sales. Things are marked down to like 286. Is that where it's coming from?
No, my daughter's birthday is August 7th.
Oh, she's playing the lottery. Here we go. Time for another favorite category from the board game. We love the board game. See if you can spot the real law in Little Rock, Arkansas. We're going to start with the beautiful, talented, brilliantly funny Stephanie Miller.
Oh, Elaine, go on.
All right, forget it. I lied. It's not true. Forget it, the whole thing.
All right. Well, anyone knows this, Elaine. Do you know in Little Rock, it is illegal to shoot at anything but a whale from a moving vehicle?
You know, I didn't know that.
That's an actual law. Well, unless you're Hillary Clinton, and then you can shoot at Bill. Only if you don't hit him. She's just doing a drive-by looking for him at 4 a.m. That's all. Just makes him dance a little bit.
Okay, you just tell me when you're done.
I'm done.
Okay. You can only shoot a whale from a moving vehicle. Stephanie Miller's going to get a B-12 shot while we go to Dreamboat Georgie went and find out the law.
All right, you know, in Little Rock, it's against the law to yell at your dog on Main Street. Yeah, people discipline their dogs there by putting Post-it notes on them.
Really?
You know, yeah. They're just really angry Post-it notes like, stop barking, you, and, you know, just fill up the car with gas if you're going to drive it. Things like that.
Wow, very strict.
I know.
Okay, George Wentz.
And that's just on Main Street.
You can't yell at your dog on Main Street. You shouldn't yell at your dog on any street. Bill Engvall, what do you say?
Well, I will tell you this. Those were all real good efforts. But in Little Rock, Arkansas, I know this because I played there many a time. It is illegal to honk at a restaurant after dinner. Now, the reason they say this is they have this law is because it disturbs the neighbors around the restaurant. But I think we all know what's really going on here. It's just another law that discriminates against clowns.
I think you're correct. Bill Engvall says you cannot honk at a restaurant after you have dinner. Stephanie Miller says you can only shoot at a whale from a moving vehicle.
Can you honk at a honky-tonk? That's what I want to know.
And you can't honk at your dog on Main Street. George Wentz says you can't yell at your dog on Main Street. You both chose Balderdash. This should be easy. Just pick the worst story ever.
The worst liar.
Just pick the first liar. Okay, Paul, who'd you go with?
I'm looking for Balderdash, and I went with George Wendt. I just thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you could have found some Balderdash with George Wendt over there. Andrea?
Well, I'm also looking for Balderdash, but I went with Stephanie because I'm trying to figure out where the whales are in Arkansas.
Oh, whatever. Details.
Oh, okay. Let's see what the silly law was. Oh, Bill Engvall, great. That's going to pay off for both of you. Chose Balderdash, and you're both correct. Andrea, that takes you up to 1324. Paul, you're at 1500. You guys are playing pretty close, you and your round numbers over there. Let's go right to the next category, give you a chance to catch up. Celebrity athletes is the category. Celebrity athletes. Lock in those wagers, truth or balderdash. Okay, Paul, what'd you bet?
I wagered 600 on balderdash.
Okay, and Andrea?
Well, I wagered 487 non-balderdash.
487, whose birthday is that?
That's my daughter, Samantha.
Congratulations. Many famous actors once excelled in sports. Time to separate the truth from the balderdash with these 3 sports stories, only one of which is true. And we will start with Dreamboat Georgie wins.
Actor Steve Buscemi, everybody's favorite. He grew up in a tough neighborhood in Brooklyn. You know, he wasn't always just an actor. He was a featherweight boxer. And except, you know, from the amount of time he spent on the canvas, he maybe should have been an artist.
Oh,
I think.
Not a good fight record, Steve Buscemi. So he was a featherweight boxer. Okay, Bill Engvall?
Well, not a lot of people know this little factoid. Tommy Lee Jones from Men in Black is actually a very excellent polo player, which is, and I don't know if you realize how hard polo is, because the horses are trained and they can easily be spooked by human emotion, which is why Tommy Lee is so good at it. So Tommy Lee and polo.
Tommy Lee and polo. Stephanie Miller.
You know, Bill used to shovel fertilizer. Well, of that what you will. But anyway, that's not the real story. The real story is Danny DeVito, when he was growing up in New Jersey, used to, you know, to make a few extra bucks, work as a horse racing jockey. Until, unfortunately, he gained a little too much weight, and then he had to quit. It wasn't so much like Seabiscuit, it was more like Seabiscuit, eat biscuit.
But don't eat the package. Okay, Stephanie Miller says Danny DeVito was a jockey. George Wendt says Steve Buscemi was a featherweight boxer. And Bill Engvall says Tommy Lee Jones was a polo player. You're both looking for balderdash. Pick a star. Okay, Paul, who'd you go with?
I'm looking for balderdash, and I went with Stephanie because I remember Danny DeVito not being a jockey of some story.
Yeah, I remember him not being a jockey. Okay, Andrea?
Well, I went with Bill because I didn't think people with 3 names could play polo.
Okay, well, let's see what the real job was for these actors. Oh, it was Bill Engvall. Well, that's not going to pay off for you, unfortunately, but it is going to pay off for you, Paul. The gap's finally widening a little bit. Paul's up to 2,100 and Andrea's down to 837. But we have another big round coming up, and it's still anybody's game. Come on back.
Closed captioning provided by... It's time for more of our show. Let's join Elaine Boozler.
It's a big determining round. The winner of this round is going to go into the big balderdash barrage. I'm going to fabulous prize. We're going to add 1,000 points to each of your scores right now, Paul. That'll take you to 3,100. Andre, you're at 1,837. In this round, you must bet at least half your bank. Here's the hard part. You're looking for truth only. At least half your bank on truth only. And the category is going to be marvelous movies. Lock in your wagers, and you're looking for truth only. And of course, in this round, we don't reveal your wagers until the end. Panel, it's time now to enter the world of marvelous movies as we take a look at a trailer from a film that even the stars have tried to forget. Here it is.
Out of the swamp's depths, again appears horrifying, mysterious creatures, thirsting for lovers' blood. And then brings them back to life. Gratify their distorted desires.
Yeehaw! Look good to me. We're looking for the name of this one. Bill Engvall.
I know this one because I made out to it at a drive-in. This movie is called Beyond the Swamp. And those little creatures, you know they didn't have a big costume budget, because I haven't seen anything that fake come out of the water since Baywatch.
I got it. I like it. Hey, Beyond the Swamp, Stephanie Miller.
Oh, that's just silly. Anyone knows that this movie is actually called Vampire Squid from the Deep. It's true. And here's an added little fun fact for you, Elaine. Do you know that squid, unlike vampires, are not affected by garlic? But you can take them out with a giant wedge of lemon and some cocktail sauce.
Oh. Okay, Stephanie Miller says it's giant vampire squid from the deep. And Dreamboat George, when did it says?
Well, it is the attack of the giant leeches. And Bill was correct about the makeout movie, though it was a makeout movie because the creatures themselves were actually seeing who could leave the largest hickey.
Okay, here's your true 3 answers, only one of which is actually. George Wendt says it's Attack of the Giant Leeches. Stephanie Miller says it's Vampire Squid from the Deep. Bill Engvall says it's Beyond the Swamp. Andrea, it's your last chance to catch up. Pick a star. And of course, in this round, we don't reveal your choices until the end either. Okay, let's see the name of this masterpiece. That's a true answer. Okay. Well, Andrea, you're at 1837. It's your last chance to catch up. How much did you bet, and who did you believe?
Well, I wagered $17.88, and I bet on George Wendt.
Wow, pretty good. That brings you up to 5413. Did you bet enough, and did you pick correctly?
I wagered $1,550, and I went with Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You played really well. You are the champion with all those funny bets. Have a good time. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you so much. You're the champion. You're going to the big Boulder Dash Barrage. All those funny bets. You're going to play with somebody. Who would you like to go to the Boulder Dash Barrage with?
I want to go with George. He's my second city buddy.
Well, we're going to be right back and play the big Boulder Dash Barrage. Come on back and have some fun with us. Follow me right down here.
Stay tuned for more Boulder Dash after these messages.
The way I see it, about $1 a day is an affordable way to make sure my loved ones have help to pay my final expenses.
Boulder Dash continues. And once again, here's our host, Elaine Boosler.
We're here with our champion, Andrea. She's chosen Dreamboat George Wendt to help her through the Boulder Dash Barrage. You're going to win a fabulous prize. Here's John Machida to tell you about the first possibility.
It's a shopping spree at Bloomingdale's. For the latest in fashion for yourself and for your home, visit a Bloomingdale's retail store nationwide or shop online at bloomingdales.com. Bloomingdale's, like no other store in the world.
A shopping spree at Bloomingdale's. Take places with me. And here's the big grand prize, and John Machida to tell you about it.
It's a New York getaway. You and a guest will enjoy deluxe accommodations at the luxurious Park Central New York, located in the heart of Midtown Manhattan, across from Carnegie Hall and steps away from Fifth Avenue Shopping and historic Times Square. The Park Central New York. Share the experience. Back to you, Elaine.
You can't lose tonight, right? Okay, so how do you get to New York? Well, there are 10 letters in the word Balderdash. Behind 9 of those letters is a shopping spree at Bloomingdale's. Behind 1 is a trip to New York. We'll narrow the field by playing a game. 45 seconds. I'm going to read you questions that end in Balderdash. You have to correct them to make them true. Want to try one?
Sure.
Okay, if I say the title given to a king's daughter is Spoiled Rotten, you would say...
Princess.
Exactly. If you don't know it, say pass. George will have a chance. If you don't know it, say pass. We'll go on. And for every one you get right, we'll take away one of the shopping spree letters, getting you closer and closer to New York. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, ready to play the big Balderdash Barrage. We're going to put 45 seconds on the clock, and the clock starts now. As the saying goes, good fences make good firewood.
Neighbors.
Yes. The name of the hunchback of Notre Dame is Igor.
Pass.
Quasimodo.
Yes. In computers, there are 8 bits to a Tootsie Roll.
Pass.
Byte. Julia Roberts was married to country singer Luciano Pavarotti.
Pass.
I love it.
Yes. The ceiling of the Sistine Chapel was painted by Benjamin Moore.
Michelangelo.
Yes. Roy Rogers' horse was named Dale Evans.
Trigger.
Yes. In the poem by Poe, the only word spoken by the raven was pickle.
Nevermore.
Yes. Cool Hand Luke was played by Luke Perry.
Paul Newman.
Yes. Guacamole is made mostly of moles.
Avocados.
Yes. The body of water separating Alaska and Siberia is full of ice.
Pass.
Bering Strait.
Yes. Yes. The Bering Strait. You got it. 9 right. 9 right. 9 right. You're going to New York. New York. Oh my God. There it is. Trip to New York. Oh my God. Bring your daughter. There she is. Oh, she's so cute. Oh. Going to New York. You did great! You did great! great. That was wonderful. You get a nice trip. Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. I never ended the show. I'm going to end the show. The show's over. Come back and see us soon on Balderdash.
Some of our contestants may receive the following: Lobstergram, a unique way to send great gourmet gifts of succulent lobster, crab, shrimp, or tenderly aged meat, shipped fresh right to your door from Lobstergram.
Every 8 seconds, someone dies from tobacco. Cigarettes will eventually kill 1/3 of smokers. Now that's reality. Watch as 10 smokers face their addiction and are forced to quit cold turkey.
There's one person off cigarettes. That's one life saved.
Only on I. Independent television.